Hey, what's going on? Muriel from the Sunshine Family and Costa Rica entry requirements. Thanks to all of your questions, I decided to make a video about it. So here I am, and if you are looking for the specific information, if you need to have a specific mandatory health insurance, if you are vaccinated, yes, you do need to stick to the same entry requirements as everyone. So if that was what you were looking for, I serve you right away with this information. It was a frequently asked question, and the rest of my video I will do right there in the hanging chair. And personally, I'm very curious about it as well, because our daughter will be flying to the Netherlands to have a long vacation, and then she has to fly back. So I was myself looking for information about Costa Rica travel requirements and entry requirements. So I will share everything I have learned as promised, because this is the mission of my channel. If you're new to this channel, you never met me before, hi and welcome. I moved here with my husband and two growing up kids in 2018. That time they were 8 and 14 years old, and it has been the biggest awesome adventure ever. We bought a property, we live our lives, we work fully online. Our kids meanwhile went from international, local, offline school to fully online schooling and learning. So we're all super remote. We can travel as much as we want, but of course we like to know the Costa Rica travel requirements, right? So, but if you're new to this channel and you want to receive all the updates that I will be sharing here on the channel, like in the near future, as soon as tomorrow, then be sure that you are subscribing with that little icon you see on the screen, and tap the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. That might help you to learn anything you wanted to know about Costa Rica travel and Costa Rica expat life. So enough about myself. This is about the information you were looking for. And let me just summarize what I have learned and how it is today. So I'm not sure exactly. I think it's April 22. Don't pin me on it. Could be April 23. Being jobless is one of the disadvantages of being having an independent business, is I always lose track of the days. So we're getting towards the end of April, and this is what you should know today. That of course, what you need, number one, to travel to Costa Rica and to enter Costa Rica, you need a mandatory travel insurance. I will share the options that I would recommend below, but of course do your own due diligence. There's a lots of different pricing, but you need a mandatory travel insurance, and a little bit later on I will share exactly why. Two is what you need as an entry requirement is 48 hours before your flight to Costa Rica, you can upload a health pass. I will share the link as well below in my video. By the way, there's a whole world of information below my video in the description. So be sure to know how to find the description below a video on YouTube. You can even YouTube that answer. So I will share that link to the health pass. What is the health pass? It's just a questionnaire that's asking you questions about your flight, about if you have been in contact with people who have COVID, etc., etc. And if you have a mandatory travel insurance, then you can upload it, and then you get like a code that you can show, that you must show while boarding, and just at customs. You will not be able to pass customs without showing that code, that QR code. That is super important. So that is the two most important entry requirements for Costa Rica. Now, this is what I wanted to know myself, since we have COVID, right? I was tested COVID positive here in Costa Rica because I felt super ill for 10-11 days in a row. I did a COVID test. I was tested positive, thinking, oh my goodness, my daughter, we wanted to book a flight for her any of that days that I was sick. So we thought, let's do a test as well to see what's going on. And yes, she was positive too. Now I'm like, can she ever fly now? What do we do? So listen to this, what I found out. If you have been tested positive, in Costa Rica, you want to fly back, for example, right? You want to fly back home. You cannot fly for 2 weeks. You have to stay in quarantine here in Costa Rica. And that's why the mandatory travel insurance requires, and this is why you cannot just choose any package. It needs to be covering the specific coverage that Costa Rica requires, which is also shared in the description below. You must stay in quarantine for 2 weeks, which the recommended travel insurance will cover, right? Now, if you use, and this is what I found super interesting, that was completely new information for me. After 2 weeks of quarantine, you will be able, no, I should state it like this. Because I was thinking, what the heck? So suppose that my daughter, no, she already had COVID, but will she be able to travel right now, right? After about 2 weeks, which is the usual quarantine time to stay here and not being in any contact. What happens after, right? Then with the letter of your healthcare provider, they can write you a recoverment document. So stated that you did the quarantine, preparing you, proving you are able to fly. So there should be a specific document possible helping people who were COVID positive to fly anyways. That means they want to know if you're still can affect others, right? And so I think this is very valuable information for myself, but hopefully also for you. And but still, the information updates every time. So yeah, what definitely changed is that Costa Rica does not require to have a COVID negative test. So you don't have to be tested. But the United States, the Netherlands, they require to have a COVID negative test, right? Now you might think, how can I get tested in Costa Rica? Well, there's like a lot of locations where you can be tested. I will also place that in the description below. Personally, I went to the Lifeguard. It's like a doctor center. They are also in remote areas, but I also do know from others that there's like moving doctors who are doing tests at the spot in hotels, for example. So ask your hotel about that service. And what's the prices? Well, they depend from $80 to about $150 for the test with the long stick, so to say. That's not the quick test, but the more complicated test. Well, the test where your eye is gonna be like crying. That is how I experienced it. I forgot the name, sorry. I'm still a little bit blurry of feeling COVID-ish, having symptoms. I don't know if it's still symptoms or just a recovery stage, but I made my other video about that, by the way, if you want to learn about how COVID looked for me. But anyways, I hope that I serve you with information about Costa Rica travel requirements. And I want you to promise yourself you stay up to date yourself. If there's anything happening, I will post it here on the channel, of course. So yeah, keep an eye on my videos and be sure that you are subscribed to my channel. And I am happy to share how I make a living online if that is what interests you as well. So go ahead, go to the very first link in the description below to learn what it is that I do. And for now, I am wishing you a lot of good health and safe travels. And I'm looking forward to meeting you one day in Costa Rica. Promise? Bye.